I'm keeping a journal of my whole month of October, mainly because I love the season autumn and that I want to remember every detail of it. It won't be super crazy or anything, just to give a wonderful place updates of October. October 1st, the first day of October. I already feel like getting the stuff out for Halloween. I take time to decorate the inside of my house for Halloween. Most of the decorations I have are from my childhood that I've kept. As I was decorating, I began to feel the memories of my childhood on Halloween come to my mind. After I finished decorating mostly inside the house, I watched Casper on my TV. I remember watching it as a kid with my parents. The cute ghost that can talk always puts a smile on my face. While watching the movie and eating popcorn, I began to feel at peace, since this was going to be my first Halloween living alone. Ever since I moved out of my parents in July, I felt much at ease. Having freedom to do whatever you want in your house is always a blessing without anyone to tell you what you can and can't do. October 2nd. I went to a dollar store to get some more Halloween decorations, as every year I get new stuff to decorate my house with. I mainly got some outdoor stuff as I wanted to get a lot of kids, so I got along with the indoor decorations. I found some display decorations as well as some hanging ones. As I was getting the decorations, I began to remember all the times my mom shopped on Halloween for decor as a kid. Touching the new decorations that come out every year, begging my mom to get the decorations was what I grew up with doing every October. After I got some more Halloween decorations, I decided to stock up on lots of Halloween candy. Last year, I got about 45 kids at my door, so with more decorations and candy, I am sure to get more kids at my house this year. I was thinking of dressing up for Halloween, as I always do, but I can't decide on who I was going to go out as. I know I was Michael Myers last year, but this year I want to go as someone different. October 3. Third, work has been normal as usual. Nothing much to say about the day at work was boring. After work, I headed home to watch Hotel Transylvania, and man, it was a good movie. Especially Adam Sandler is in the movie. As I watched Hotel Transylvania, I heard a knock at my door, so I got up from my couch to get the door. When I opened the door, I was surprised to see that no one was around. Ding dong ditchers, no surprise there. I shut my door and locked it before going back to my couch to resume the movie. October 4th. After work, I raked the leaves in my backyard. I also did the same for my front yard, as leaves were littering the ground. I also put some leaves in bags so that it could be taken before the cold weather. It was chilly, so I wore my sweater, and the smell of crisp autumn was sure making me feel relaxed. My dog Bowser, who is a German Shepherd, was rolling around in leaves, making me smile at the age of a 3-year-old ex-police dog, enjoying autumn to his delight. He loved walks during autumn as we got to see the leaves change color and get to see my friends as me and Bowser walked by. After I finished raking the leaves, I took Bowser on a walk around my neighborhood. We walked past an elementary school as we walked around my neighborhood. I waved to some of my friends that were outside of their houses. I even had a chat with one of my neighbors. They always greet me and Bowser as we walk by their houses. Most of them are nice neighbors. However, there's a few of those neighbors that weren't so nice or just had a bad history with them. After my walk with Bowser, we both headed home to make ourselves dinner and then relaxed for the remainder of the day. I got home from work around 5:30 p.m. I noticed the envelope inside my mailbox that is right outside my house. I opened my mailbox and took the mail I received inside. The first thing I looked at was the envelope. It opened to see that it was an invitation to a Halloween party. The date said that the party was on October 25th at 7 p.m. I wanted to go to that Halloween party as I would have to clock out of work early to be there, and I gotta find my Halloween costume to wear. I looked in my box of costumes and wore in the past few years. Most of them I didn't want to dress up for Halloween. That meant that I would have to go to a costume store and buy myself a costume. I know my next paycheck is coming up, so I'll be able to buy one soon. October 6th. I had a meeting at work about stuff that our company is going through. Great changes, I may add. They were exciting changes, so it wasn't bad news or anything like that. On my way home from work, I stopped at the bank to deposit my check in. Once I had done that, I made a stop at a nearby Spirit Halloween to find myself a Halloween costume. There were lots of costumes to choose from, so I had fun looking around the store. I've tried on a few masks and even saw some animatronics. I thought they were cool to look at and interact with. I eventually found a nice costume for me to wear. It was a Master Chief costume. I found one they have in my size, so I had to get it before it was sold out. It cost me around $70 for the Master Chief costume. It came with a helmet and everything, and I was so happy to have gotten the costume. When I got home, I tried out the costume I bought, and it fits me very well. I didn't feel it being tight or loose or baggy. I am glad to have brought the costume that I had in my size, so now I have bought myself the costume. I can now wear it for the Halloween party, including the trick-or-treaters on Halloween. October 7th. On my day off from work, I booked that day off due to a dentist appointment. I went to my dentist, to which I had to get a filling in one of my teeth. It was a success, to say the least. After my dentist appointment, I stopped at Walmart to pick up some groceries for my fridge. As I was shopping there, I saw a lot more Halloween stuff they had. Seeing some costumes around my size, they were cheaper than the ones I got from Spirit Halloween. I wished I would have checked Walmart first, but whatever. I now know for next time. I was getting my groceries when I came across some Halloween-themed foods that were being sold for a limited time. I had to get them since I like them a lot, especially since Halloween is on the 31st of October. Once I finished my shopping at Walmart, I stopped at the built-in McDonald's and grabbed something for home. After I picked up my order, I drove home to put the groceries away. Once I had them put away, I began to eat my McDonald's at the dining room table. I didn't feel like cooking today, so I brought myself McDonald's to save time. October 8th. My girlfriend called me about seeing the Lion King musical at the theater with her. Since I love the movie and the musical, I said to her that I would like to go out with her. Since she booked the day for us to see the musical on October 15th, I had that day off that day, so it'll work out great with my schedule. The day I had at work wasn't anything special. I just did what I normally do and then worked until my shift ended. After my shift ended, I headed home to cook dinner as well as feed Bowser. At home, I was cooking dinner while feeding Bowser his dinner. After making dinner, I was doing dishes when I heard a knock at the door. I went to the front door to answer, only to find no one at the door. A few days ago, someone knocked only to have disappeared, and I was getting confused at who's been knocking at my door, only to not be there. October 9th. I overslept this morning. I was thinking I was late for work, to check my calendar to see that I have the day off. That's a relief. I usually play video games on my day off, so I mainly stayed in the house all day, since I didn't have much to do. October 10th. I went to work like normal. Then on the way home, I ran into a friend of mine from high school. He was talking about the Halloween party I was going to on October 25th. I told him that I was going to be there as well. He got excited to hear that I was going to be home to the party. He said that he hoped to see me there, as I continued on my way home. October 11th. After work, I was invited by a neighbor of mine to watch a Halloween movie. I accepted the invitation and went to his house. We watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I enjoyed every bit of it, since that was one of my favorite Tim Burton films. I also had dinner with my neighbor, which was a Chinese takeout food. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Chinese food, but having it once in a while is a great treat. The Chinese food was from Panda Express, and that's where I get my Chinese food whenever I feel like eating Chinese. When I got home, I saw someone was looking for the backyard door with Bowser barking at it. As I got too close to the back door, I saw whatever it was not there. I checked my yard and made sure no one was attempting to break in my house, but I found no one. Either my mind was playing tricks on me and Bowser, or it's paranormal. I have no idea what it was the case, and I sure don't want to know. October 12th. I was invited to dinner at my parents' house, so me and my girlfriend traveled 2 hours to my parents' house in another city. We had a ham dinner with mashed potatoes, salad, and gravy, along with turkey and stuffing. It was a Thanksgiving since I'm from Canada. We have it a month before the USA does. My girlfriend and I had a great time with my parents. We went back to the park that was not far from the place and enjoyed ourselves. Overall, nothing strange happened on that day, so that gave me a break. October 13th. Paid my bills before heading to work. Nothing much happened. However, I was up till 2 a.m. I have no idea what it was, but I couldn't sleep until after 2 a.m. I rarely have those nights, but they do happen. I kept having paranoia thoughts. I feel that someone or something is watching me. I keep thinking someone is around, only to see no one there. Anyways, I fell asleep to calming music, to which it helped me out. The night went peaceful since having the music on. October 14th. Nothing really happened today, except going to work, etc. However, I did hear some whispering from my basement. I didn't know why I was hearing that. My dog Bowser was barking at the basement door, so we both went down to see if there was something down there. I heard the whispering while in the basement, but I couldn't find the source of it. I searched the entire basement but couldn't find anything. Maybe my house is haunted, but I still cannot confirm that yet. October 15th. My girlfriend picked me up in her car. I was going to use mine, but my girlfriend stated that she uses her car. There was nothing wrong with my car. It's just my girlfriend wanted to take her car out for a change. We headed to a theater where the Lion King musical was being performed at, and it was just as I remembered it. I remember seeing the Lion King musical as a kid. My parents used to take me to see it when it was being performed in town. And besides, I have never met anyone that never liked the Lion King, or haven't seen it. Pretty much everyone I have met has seen it. The show was great, and my girlfriend and I had a fun time seeing the musical. After the show was over, my girlfriend and I had dinner at a seafood restaurant, to which the food was really good. After my girlfriend dropped me off at my house, I fed Bowser as well as getting ready for bed. Nothing happened much, so the night was a quiet one. October 16th. When I got to work, I heard some news of one of my co-workers at my job was murdered. My boss informed me about it, and I found out her name was Allison Sawyer. She was in her 40s and was murdered by an older homeless man in her home. I never knew Allison very much. I mean, sure, me and her chatted about once or twice, but nothing since then. I was sad that she was killed. It was later revealed the man who killed her was breaking into her house around 12 a.m. One of my co-workers explained to me some more details on Allison's death. Allison was trying to fight back the man during the time he broke into her house. She did fight back, only to be stabbed 18 times in the abdomen, and she died due to blood loss, and her vital organs were severely damaged from the stabbing. Allison was going to be buried in my city's cemetery a few days ago, so I decided that I would visit her grave with my coworker when she was there. When I got home, I was mostly quiet throughout the rest of the night. October 17th. Nothing happened besides me going to work and getting my groceries today, but I have been watching the Scream series when I got home. I only watched the first 3 Scream movies, as I have my VCR and VHS tapes of those movies. They were enjoyable, as I remember seeing Scream when I was a kid. That was when I used to sneak into the living room at night when my parents weren't looking. October 18th. After work, I went to grab some more Halloween candy. I grabbed some chocolates, Skittles, and gum candy. I grabbed as much as I could so I have enough candy for Halloween to hand out. As I grabbed some candy, I ran into my boss and he gave me some exciting news. He said that I would be getting a promotion tomorrow and that my pay would be higher than before. This is a blessing, as I needed to get my car's winter's tires on soon. As he told me the news, I hugged him and thanked him so much. Most people usually don't like their boss, but my boss is the most amazing person you have met. To put it as simply as I can, he was very blunt, but like a father figure to me, and always liked me at work. Hell, he was like my second dad to me. October 19th and 20th. It is the weekend. I have 2 days off from work. On Saturday, which was today, I headed for the mechanic that was open 24/7. I got my winter tires on and then drove to Starbucks. I got my pumpkin spice latte, and I saw my mom was there too. She and I had a chat about stuff and on how our lives were going. when I told her about one of my coworkers that died. She was sad to say the least. My mom asked me on details on how I found out. I proceeded to tell her the details on how Allison died when I found out. I said to her that I'd be visiting Allison's grave sometime whenever she gets buried in the cemetery in town. After my Starbucks coffee was finished, my mom and I said goodbye to each other before I went to my car and drove home. On Sunday, I went to church in the morning. I do go to church sometimes, but not usually due to me being busy with my life and plans. But after church, I went home to pick up my dog Bowser. Then I drove him and I to a nearby dog park. When we got to the dog park, there were a few dogs there, so I let Bowser be free so he could play with them. As I watched Bowser play, I chatted with some of the people about the Halloween party I was going to on the 25th. Most of them say they were going, and some told me some costumes they were going to be for the party on Halloween. I had told them about me being Master Chief for Halloween, and they were surprised that the costume was expensive and hard to find. But to me, it was worth the money, that I wanted to be something different those days. After the dog park, me and Bowser headed home, to where I made dinner, and then we relaxed for the remainder of the night. October 21st. I went to work today. Nothing much has changed at work. Due to getting a promotion, I got a higher pay and raise, which will help me out a lot. I headed to a Spirit Halloween store for some more lights for Halloween, so I just have something else to light up around the house. When I got home, I put the Halloween lights up around the living room, to which it fits perfectly. I ended up hearing tapping outside my house, so I checked the doors and windows to see that no one was around. Whatever it is or who it is, it must be lurking around in my neighborhood. October 22nd. Nothing much to say. All I could say the day at work was great. Nothing much to document about. Well, except one thing. I ended up seeing my garage door spray painted with some profanity when I got back from work. Unsure of who did it, I ended up asking my neighbors about it. They had not seen or know anyone in the neighborhood that would do that, except some lousy teenagers. I went to the store to buy paint, and then I repainted my garage door over the spray paint. After that, I relaxed for the remainder of the night, and it was uneventful. October 23rd. My girlfriend and I went to the movie in the evening. What we saw, I got off work and got ready. I took her to see Beetlejuice, the new one, and it was a great movie as I liked the OG movie. It was that she and I went to a buffet for dinner. The food there was great and the service was amazing. Other than that, nothing else eventful happened that night. Went home after taking my girlfriend home. I then ended up relaxing in my home while getting ready for bed. The night was peaceful since getting home. Nothing creepy or abnormal happened tonight. October 24th. Had the day off from work. Took Bowser on his walk before driving myself to the pet store. I needed more dog food, so I picked up some dog food and then met up with a friend of mine at Starbucks for coffee. Nothing has happened, so yet again, uneventful. October 25th. The Halloween party is today. I had clocked out of work early just to get ready for the party. I got home around 4 p.m. and then I fed my dog before getting ready for the party. I found my Halloween costume and put it on. Everyone was gonna go crazy over me being Master Chief for Halloween. I went to the Halloween party and saw there were people wearing city-in costumes. They were mostly really great costumes. I have recognized some of them in my neighborhood. Others I have no idea or remember who they were, but their costumes were really cool. And I saw a lot of great costumes I liked. Even them complimented me on the costume I was wearing. They even said it was the coolest costume I've ever had. There was dancing, music, friends to talk to, and the food there was a potluck, so I brought a fruit tray for the party. The rest of the food was really good, despite that they were made by other people that were at the party. After the party, I sure had a great night. Headed for bed right after I took care of what needed to be done before bed. October 26th. Today was really weird. I went to work today and my boss said I wasn't needed for the day, and then I have the day off. I don't remember him needing me for work today. I said to him that if I had the day off. He said I do, since he's getting new co-workers in the workplace. I guess since Allison died, some people left the job and where I work because of it. I have no idea what's the case, but it was shocking news to say the least. I still don't know why some people quit the job without a 2 weeks notice. Something really weird is happening. In fact, there's a lot of strange things happening, so that is something still going on in the city where I'm at. Went to work, then after work, I decided to drive around the area I lived in. Was just mainly look at the houses decorated for Halloween, along with the fall decorations being displayed outside. I really liked most of the decorated houses. They were amazing as I always pictured them to be. When I got home, I noticed that there was a note on my front door. Odd, isn't it? I picked up the note and there was no signature of who would have wrote the note. It said, "Ready for Halloween, Dave?" How did this person know my name? That was what stunned me the most. Like, who knows my name besides the neighbors, friends, and coworkers from work? I have no idea who wrote the note, so I've kept it in case I find out who wrote the note and stuck it on my door. October 28th. Nothing much to say in this entry, but we'll say I found out who wrote the note and stuck it on my door. It was weird, that guy in his 40s. How would he know this? Well, a neighbor told me about a weird guy who lives in the next street from mine. He was an oddball from what my neighbors referred to him as. I'm not against the weird guy, but there was some stuff I didn't like about him. Whatever it was, it's giving me off vibes about that guy. I rarely have seen him, and I tend to avoid him in case if he's dangerous. October 29th. Went to work like usual, and I came home to find that one of my neighbor's houses was spray painted on their garage door. I have a weird feeling that that man in his 40s would have something to do with it, but I cannot confirm that was the case or not. I would have to investigate further on more details. He was reported to the police, and needless to say, that was all the info I can get from my neighbor. October 30th. It's the day before Halloween. I made sure all the Halloween decorations were ready inside and out. I wanted to make sure everything was ready for Halloween, as I was looking forward to dressing up and handing out the candy. I have booked tomorrow off from work, so that meant I could spend Halloween night with my girlfriend. October 31st. Today is Halloween. My girlfriend came over around 3 p.m. With her dressed up as Batgirl, I was Master Chief for Halloween, and we were watching a Beetlejuice movie from 1988. As we were watching the movie, I believe it was around 4:30 when people started knocking on my door. My girlfriend and I took turns answering the door, and we hand out candy to those wearing costumes and enjoying themselves. A lot of people liked their costumes. They even thought we had cool costumes for Halloween. My girlfriend and I admired everyone's costumes. We sure liked a lot of them. Some of them were characters from that we both know and were from. When Halloween night died down, it was already 10 p.m. My girlfriend and I finished our night. She went back home and I took my costume off and got ready for bed. I never did find out who left the note, the knocking, etc. happened to me this month. I believe it was paranormal, but I'm not so sure if that's the case or not. Since it's approaching midnight, I'm going to head to bed and pray that the spooky stuff can end for the year. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.